72 hours away from Saturday night's main event in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the one and only Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, the man who runs the show on NXT. And it's not a big card, but I wouldn't downplay it. Erik Dunn here with Falls Count Anywhere with the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Hope y'all are enjoying yourselves, getting ready for what should be a good weekend for WWE, personally. Um, Unfortunately, the weather sucks, as you probably know, for those watching around here. Uh, Oi. That's all I gotta say is oi. Um, Saturday night's main event, we will go over the entire card, a John Cena update, and then speaking of HBK, uh, WWE's LFG, um, Legends and Future Greats. I've got an update for you about that because the debut season ended and season two is coming up soon, and I've got an update for you about that. You guys can find this show every Wednesday at 5, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Then Amazon, Google, Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, and Podbean podcasts. Please also follow us on our Facebook and our YouTube channels at Rhode Island Broadcasting. But YouTube, it's at Rhode Island Broadcasting, but for Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok, it's at RI Broadcasting. Blue Sky is where you can also find us at RI Broadcasting. Patreon to help support our show, FCA, then going on daily and sports unfolded. Um, or if you want to be an advertising sponsor to help get your name out there, create your business, or create a reputation with RIB, your ad is going to be read right there. People will not only see it, but the audio version will be for Amazon, Spotify, Red Circle, and many more. Send email to Ron Rigo at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. All one word, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. Ron will get you on your way, give you all the information you need, how you can get involved, how you can find a way to contribute, and join the family. This broadcast of False Anyway is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, Ron Rigo and Rhode Island Broadcasting for the use of our audience, and any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared everywhere and is greatly appreciated. That was one of my better clean ones. Anyway, Saturday night's main events. Let's go right into it. Four matches on the card here, and we're going to go from bottom to the top here. Uh, and these are also four matches that are now will be added to the record sheet for Ron and I. Um, Ron, if you've got the numbers, can you show that on the screen, please? So I believe the record I have. Yep, 13 and 17. Ron is 16 and 14. Kenny and Hugo, we can get rid of those two, please, if you can, Ron, because those two are long gone. Like we care anyway. Um, but yeah, four matches, Ron. So let's see who you're gonna pick for this one. No, no, they still are for the year. Okay, well that's just for this year then. So whatever. Um, so the first one of four, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre steel cage match. The bitter rivalry between these superstars were born when Priest cashed in Money in the Bank on McIntyre just minutes after he won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40 in Philly a year ago. Since then, they've engaged in a brutal Sin City street fight at this year's WrestleMania, duked it out in the ring as part of a U.S. title fatal four-way match at Backlash, and fought all over SmackDown. Priest laid down the steel cage challenge. McIntyre gladly accepted. However, there will be nowhere to run inside the forgiving steel. Ron, you got Drew? Okay. Um, I wonder, what is the history? I actually want to see how many times have these guys fought. So Drew won in the Sin City Street fight, and then uh, yeah, so that means that Priest is looking to get a win on him. Um, all right, so if you have Drew, I'm going to pick Damian then. I think Damian will even it up, and I think it'll be a best of three trilogy, if you ask me. All right, second one, R-Truth versus the undisputed WWE Champion John Cena. Cena's match against Randy Orton at Backlash was interrupted by Truth, who stopped an Orton punt, leading to Cena capitalizing, hitting a match-ending AA on his longtime rival. The Unseen 17 followed that up by hitting an AA on Truth through a table at the post-show press conference. After a sit-down interview with Wade Barrett, Truth will officially battle the champion in the city where Cena currently resides, Tampa, Florida. What will happen? What will happen when these two collide? So this is going to be interesting in a way if you think about it. So my bad. I thought Stardust Big Event was actually in San Antonio. What the hell was I thinking? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Oh, wait a minute. San Antonio was back in January. What the hell was I thinking? If only I had a bell, you know, or something like that. All right. So they're going to be in Tampa, where Cena currently has been residing for years. You're picking John. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But could R-Truth be the one to help John turn back to face? I could see it, but John will still win the match. That I'm not stupid. John will still win the match. Okay, moving on. CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. So at WrestleMania, Paul Heyman betrayed Punk and Roman Reigns to align with Rollins and hand him the victory in the triple threat. It wasn't long before they added the unpredictable badass to create a new threat. The second stage scene with him absent for the Raw after WrestleMania, Sami stepped up to Rollins to attempt to talk some sense into him. After refusing the Visionary's offer to leave Raw peacefully, Sami was treated to a brutal spear fest by Breaker and final stomp by Rollins. When Punk returned to Raw to confront his adversaries, Sami reemerged to watch his back, and the stage was set for a tag team showdown. I'm picking Punk and Sami. The reason why is because Seth and Braun don't have a third person yet. I don't think they're going to get one until probably June. I'm picking Punk and Sammy for this one. And then we go to the main event, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. Not even a question in my mind. Jay's not losing this. Yeah, I think you and I can both agree on this one. So let's summarize this, Ron, shall we? Two we don't agree on, two we do. So we both have Jay and John, and you have Drew, Rollins, and Breaker, and I have Punk, Sammy, and Priest. Um, However, Logan Paul was no stranger to big matches, having held the U.S. title for more than 6 months, even though he didn't even do anything with it, which I could care less about anyway. But no, there's no way that guy Logan Paul is going to beat Jay. I mean, Jay's going to hold this title for a long time. Believe me when I tell you that. Jay's going to be champion for a very long time. I even do believe that he will beat Gunther when they take on each other in Phoenix. And I believe that's June 9th. So I'm not worried about it because that's the Raw after Money in the Bank. Keep that in mind. In 2 weeks, it's a card for Money in the Bank. So keep that back in your mind too. So that's Saturday night's main event. The four matches are complete, and the predictions of the rundown are there. Now, I did mention an update about WWE's LFG, and here it is for you. Season 2 will premiere in June. The first champions were crowned of Season 1, Tyra Maysteele of Team Undertaker and Jasper Troy of Team Booker T. Emerged victorious, each earning a WWE contract at NXT. Undertaker claimed the highest overall score among the coaches, securing first place and the inaugural WWE LFG title belt. Weeks of rigorous training, fierce matches, and emotional highs and lows, Steele and Troy solidified their place in professional wrestling's next generation. Sunday, June 22nd at 10 7 at 10 Eastern 7 Pacific on A&E is season 2. Undertaker, Booker T, Michelle McCool, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Shawn Michaels will be the coaches. So that's pretty cool. They're gonna keep on doing that, which is nice. However, I told you something about John. Here's something that I also find very, very interesting, and I don't know if I'm going to believe that, but I took some notes on this. 5 superstars John needs to bow before his farewell tour ends. So the setup on this. John only has 24 appearances left before his farewell tour and in-ring career conclude. If you consider his match per month pace since returning to the ring at February's Royal Rumble, that leaves 7 matches left for season before he hangs up his boots. There's not a lot of time nor opportunities to have his unsuspecting bad guy turn come full circle. Cena's already being Cody at WrestleMania, Punk at the Chamber, and Randy at Backlash. Who's next? 5 most intriguing potential um, opponents. Number 1, The Rock, the final boss. Sure, Cena sold his soul, but to quote The Rock, it doesn't matter. Cena and Rock haven't bowed each other many times over their storied careers, but you could certainly make a strong argument that the 2 times they did oppose each other more than a decade ago, they were spectacular. They had a memorable main event at WrestleMania 28 that was tagged as once in a lifetime with Rock getting the win. It was so legendary they ran it back the following year with Cena getting his redemption. 2 of the most iconic superstars in history matched up against each other one last time? Sign me up. Okay, number 2, Roman Reigns. Just like Rock, Cena and Reigns have met sparingly inside of the ring during their careers, mostly because Cena's heyday didn't match up with Reigns' more than 3.5 year title reign. He's 0-2 against him in one-on-one competition. No Mercy 17, SummerSlam 21. That in itself would be enough for the two to meet during Cena's farewell tour, but it's more than that. It's great versus great. Now, granted, if you were afforded the opportunity to watch Michael Jordan and LeBron James go one-on-one to sell who is the GOAT, to a degree, that's what Cena versus Reigns could be. A 17-time world champ against one of the longest reigning world champions ever, that would have me tuned in. And then number 3, CM Punk. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has had better matches than Punk and Cena. You can make a pretty solid argument that many of Cena's matches over his 23-year career came against Punk. His very best match at Money in the Bank 2011, which Punk won the championship in his hometown of Chicago. You probably could come up with 2 more different styles of competitors in the ring and on the mic, making the rivalry all the more interesting. How the flame could reignite would be all the more intriguing. Punk is currently in a full-fledged rivalry with Seth Rollins that doesn't seem to be cooling off anytime soon. But maybe a triple threat match between Punk, Cena, and Rollins brings the then, now, and forever in the ring together. Number 4, Dominic Mysterio. Dom's hometown of San Diego for Survivor Series? Cena wins the Intercontinental title to complete his Grand Slam in the process. I don't know. That is if he's even champion for the next 6 months. Finally, Cody Rhodes. This has to happen, right? The entire story has to come full circle with Cody having an opportunity at redemption after what Cena did to him at Elimination Chamber and at WrestleMania 41. He needs to reclaim the WWE Championship and send Cena on his way. Regardless of the match's outcome, it's destiny. I'm convinced that from the day Cena hit the low blow in the American Nightmare, it was set in stone these two would meet at the end of his farewell tour. I don't know. I can see John and Cody, but at the end, the only thing is, who do I think is going to take his title? If Randy didn't get it, which he didn't, Cody and Punk are the only two left. There has to be something bigger, or if there's a reason behind it, there's got to be a reason. I don't know. But guys, in 2 weeks, Money in the Bank card and the predictions. But for next week's show, Ron and I will go over the predictions and we'll break down who of the four matches came out on top. And did I actually get up to 500 and catch up with Ron, or is he still going to be in front of me? We'll find out. Guys, with that being said, please watch this and share to help increase our view count and help get the name out there to join the family. On behalf of the man behind the scenes, the creator of RIB Rodrigo, Erik Dunn here saying so long and thank you from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of Falls Count Anywhere on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Next week, guys, we'll catch up. Happy Memorial Day. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully, weather will be better. Thank you so much for watching and for listening.